In the fall of 1982, 7 people in the Chicago area collapsed and died within days of each other. The only thing they had in common was a recent purchase of extra-strength Tylenol. Someone had opened the capsules, filled them with lethal doses of potassium cyanide, and placed them back on store shelves. The poisonings triggered an immediate nationwide panic. Johnson & Johnson recalled 31 million bottles, and multiple law enforcement agencies launched a massive multi-million-dollar manhunt. They tracked down suspects, offered a substantial reward, and chased every possible lead, but they found absolutely nothing tying anyone to the poisonings. In 1982, investigators operated in what we can call the analog void. If a criminal managed to wipe their physical fingerprints from a scene and avoid leaving any living eyewitnesses, they effectively vanished into thin air. The killer slipped away because the environment lacked the specific data points we rely on today. There were no closed-circuit cameras monitoring the aisles of the pharmacies. The stores didn't use digital point-of-sale systems to track exactly when and where those specific tainted bottles were purchased. And the killer didn't carry a cell phone pinging their location to nearby towers. That absolute absence of information made the 1982 Tylenol poisonings the ultimate perfect crime. Attempting a crime like that today is virtually impossible. Modern forensic data recovery has eliminated the blank spaces where criminals used to hide. Curious, analytical. Consider the 2015 case of Colin Richardson. Over 3 years, he operated as a highly meticulous serial burglar, hitting 21 different properties across the Tynedale area in England. He worked flawlessly at the physical level, never leaving a single fingerprint at any of his crime scenes. But during a burglary in Stocksfield, he made one microscopic slip-up. He dropped a completely mundane piece of physical trash, a crumpled Sainsbury's supermarket receipt. That piece of paper held 2 critical pieces of information: an exact timestamp and a specific store location. Investigators took those printed numbers and used them to query the supermarket's digital database. By matching the receipt's timestamp to the store's security footage, police pulled a clear facial identification of Richardson making the transaction. They then used that visual profile to track his route on public transit all the way to a stash house filled with stolen electronics and jewelry. The era of isolated physical evidence is over. Today, a single scrap of paper serves as a bridge into an interconnected digital network, enough to unravel 21 otherwise flawless burglaries. In 1999, investigators in Great Falls, Montana, searched the apartment of a man named Nathaniel Bar-Jonah following the disappearance of a 10-year-old local boy. Inside the apartment, they found his personal notebooks. Instead of readable text, the pages were filled entirely with bizarre, encrypted characters. Local police stared at the symbols, unable to decipher what Bar-Jonah had written. The FBI brought in cryptanalysts who applied advanced data processing to break the cipher. As the symbols translated into English, they revealed meticulously recorded confessions of horrific assaults, along with macabre recipes detailing how to cook human remains. To confirm the horrifying reality of those recipes, investigators cross-referenced the decoded journals with Bar-Jonah's personal financial data. His bank records showed a total lack of grocery store purchases over the exact period the boy went missing, directly corroborating the claims in his writing. He believed he had successfully locked his darkest secrets inside an unreadable code. But by combining cryptographic decryption with localized financial datasets, investigators closed the gap on a killer who thought his own mind was secure. In 2015, a clinic receptionist named Caitlin Conley attempted to engineer a modern perfect crime by fatally poisoning her boss, Mary Yoder. Conley practiced meticulous digital hygiene to cover her tracks. She purchased a highly toxic gout medication called colchicine using prepaid debit cards, deliberately severing any direct financial connection to her own bank accounts. She then took aggressive cover-up steps. She actively deleted all of her internet search history regarding poisons and created a fake email address specifically designed to frame her ex-boyfriend, Adam, for the crime. But Conley made one fatal error. Months prior, she had plugged her iPhone into Adam's laptop to transfer an audiobook. Without her knowledge, that simple physical connection passively triggered a hidden, full-device backup onto his hard drive. Forensic technicians seized the ex-boyfriend's laptop and resurrected the supposedly deleted iPhone backup. Buried in that extraction were the exact timestamps of her poison-related web searches, perfectly preserved from before she wiped her phone. Conley actively and intelligently engineered the destruction of her digital footprint, yet passive background systems she didn't even know existed created indestructible ghosts of her actions. The killer in the 1982 Tylenol case escaped entirely because they left no physical trace. Caitlin Conley was exponentially more meticulous in her planning and her cover-up, yet she is currently serving time for manslaughter. The difference is the passive data web. We now exist in an omnipresent network of devices that continuously record our actions, locations, and transfers, entirely without our active consent or awareness. Modern forensic data recovery has evolved. Investigators now focus on resurrecting the exact data that criminals have actively and intelligently destroyed. The perfect crime died the day our digital footprints became permanent. Human memory is flawed, physical evidence washes away, but the data always remembers.